Hello my dear friends, my name is Samir. In today's video we are going to learn on flex direction. So flex direction is the very simplest. So here you can see that I have a blue container, a blue box, and inside that I have three yellow boxes. So these blue boxes, assume that this blue box is the parent container and these three yellow boxes are the child container. So this is C1, C2 and C3, and all of these elements, these blue box and all these three yellow box are div tags. These are the div tag element. And if you know what are the level of element, which is div is the block level element, which means that if we have created a div over here in our document, I'm talking about the blue div, it will take the whole space from the document because it is a block level and it will take the whole block available, the whole block space available inside the document. Similarly, inside this container we have these div as well. So these div will also take the whole block element which is available inside this container. For the parent, all of this is its document, so in that scope it has this much available space, and for this yellow box it has this much space, so it will stretch up till here only. I'll just remove this some lines. So now that you understand the nature of the block level element, and once you apply a display property, so in order to use flex and to change the direction of these elements, we are going to use the flex on this parent element. We are going to set the display property to flex. This is what we are going to do to use the flex box inside this parent element. Okay, and as soon as we do that, these elements are now moved to inline in one line, because previously without applying, when the display property was block, the child element was also having the block level scope. But now, since we have changed the parent element display property, the child element's display property is also being changed from block to inline block. Okay, so in case of inline block, all the elements will now sit over here. So this would be our C2 and this would be our C3, and we can remove this C1 and C2 from here. So now our C1, C2 and C3 would be placed in one line. To see that, what we can do is we can go back to our VS Code, and I have created a boilerplate. I'll just show you. Here it is. So here you can see that I have created a structure inside the body tag, which is the parent div container, and that parent div has three nested child elements inside it. What we can do is to apply the flex property, we have to target the parent first. We'll change the display property of the parent. It was since it was a div, initially it has a block level display property, but we are going to change that to flex. And as soon as we do that, the child elements are not block level elements anymore. They are the display property of the child elements now has been set to inline block. To check that, we can see that in our browser. I have opened up. Now we can see that previously, if the display property wasn't applied, the child element was stacked one on each other. Now they are stacked side by side. Let me show that again to you. I'll just remove this display property or comment it. Okay, I'll just remove and save it. Now we can see that after removing that block, the display property of flex, the child elements has the block level scope. As soon as we apply the display flex to the parent, it changes from display block to display inline block. And by default, the child has the flex direction property of row. And coming back to our core topic about which we are recording this video is the flex direction. This is what we wanted to learn today. So if we apply the row, nothing will change over here, because when we apply the display flex property to a parent, this is also being applied behind the scenes. Okay, the flex direction property is by default row when you use the display flex. To stack them in the previous order, like one below the other, what we can do is we can change the display property from row to column, and now we can see that our elements now are placed one below the other. We will check the row reverse. So for that, we'll first see the row version, and this is how the flex direction row looks like. And if you want to reverse the order of these elements, so the 3 would be in the first place and the 1 would come, sorry, 3 would be in the first place and 1 would come in the last place. To set that, we will use row reverse. Now you can see that the first element has come in the last place and the third element has come at the first place. Okay, so that is how you will use the row reverse. And similarly, we have the column reverse as well. So for doing that, we'll just see the regular version of the column to set the property, and this is how it is placed in the correct order. And we want to reverse this, so we'll use column reverse. That is pretty much it. Column reverse, row reverse. Okay, which we have already seen that. And that is it, guys, for this video. I hope I hope you have understand how the block level elements work and how the inline block elements work, and how does this change when you use the display flex property. Okay, so guys, I have made a lot of effort for creating this video, and if you like this video, please consider liking to this video, and you can subscribe to my channel if you love my teaching style, and you can relate to me. Only subscribe when you can relate to my words, right? And share with your friends if you can, if they are also learning with you CSS and web development. And I also make videos on JavaScript. So that is it, guys. It's a wrap now, and I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care of yourself. Thank you.